But MSLSD there. Let me ask you a question. They don't have any ratings. I can't imagine they make much money. So why are they there? I have my own theory that Jeffrey Immelt, the head over at General Electric, the lightweight, he's no Jack Welch, the lightweight over there at GE, a crony capitalist who has his head so far up, you know what, on Obama, he's attached to him. That they have MSLSD out there, not because it makes sense from any kind of a business model perspective, but because that's the attack dog cable network, and they're going to continue to fund it every time you buy a washer or a dryer or a refrigerator or take a loan from General Electric or any of its many, many appendages. You're going to be funding MSNBC. And they're going to keep funding even if it's a losing proposition, even if it gets no ratings, because they want their attack dogs. Have you also noticed one host to the other? They're all alike. I don't mean in looks. It's an absolute freak show there. But I mean in terms of their views and what they have to say. They're all alike, almost identical. So why don't they just pick one of them and let them talk for 10 hours? Now, the one I would like them to pick and let them talk for 10 hours is the one who, really the dumbest of the crowd. That would be Big Ed, Mr. Ed, the Red, Mr. Tough Guy. Now, he really has the lowest of the lowest ratings. But that jerk always looks like he's sitting on a cucumber. Just look at his face. He's always cringed. His eyes always half shut, always in pain. Looks like he's sitting on a cucumber, the guy. But that would be entertaining, having him sort of a marathon every evening. Now, they wouldn't get any ratings, but MSLSD doesn't care about ratings, so it wouldn't matter. They got that new one there, that Lawrence O'Donnell. He's a big bore. His ratings, I think his ratings are way down over Countdown to No Rating, Keith Overbite. Rachel Madcow, another one. What else is on there, Mr. Producer? I can't even remember. Oh, the Morning Schmo with Mika, the sidekick. She's sort of the Ed McMahon of the outfit. That's right, Joe. You tell him. What do you mean, Joe? Yeah, Joe. Now, Joe has volunteered to mediate a debate between the Tea Party and the Daily Kos or some such thing. Always very sharp, that Joe. Always looking for an opportunity to be relevant. But he's had enough opportunities to be relevant. Joe, accept your fate. There it is. You're irrelevant. A morning show with what? 100, 200,000, 25, 54? Make sure you save your paycheck. It's like robbing a bank. No ratings, making the money you make. Maybe you'll write another book, sell about 12,000 copies. Or Mika will write a book, sell about 1,200 copies. Then we have CNN. Well, Mrs. Clinton brought it up. Al Jazeera is her favorite. CNN. What purpose does CNN serve? At least MSLSD, we know why they're there. It's the Marxist cable network. It's got the drunk. It's got the fat slob. It's got everything's going over there. You want to see Barnum and Bailey? There it is, MSLSD. But what's CNN have? What's that jerk's name? Piers Morgan? Piers Morgan. His ratings are like 1/10 of what Larry King's were when Larry King's ratings were nothing. Look at this Wolf Blitzer. What the hell is going on there? Not only is the guy boring, he's incompetent. Everyone wants to go on CNN. Nobody's watching CNN. Why do you want to go on CNN? And you got this Elliot Spitzer. Who the hell would hire Elliot Spitzer? Now he wants to be mayor. I think Spitzer and Harry Reid need to get together. Doesn't Harry Reid want to eliminate brothels in Nevada? Yes. Well, doesn't Spitzer like hookers? What's that all about? Those two better get their talking points worked out. Now, New York, can you imagine Spitzer as mayor? What a joke line that would be. Wouldn't be the Big Apple anymore. I'm not going to say what it would be, but it'd be the big something else. Still in the fruit category. Don't do that to yourself. What was his sidekick's name? What was the woman's name? I don't know. Kathleen Parker, right? Now she'll go back probably to the Washington Compost where she writes and attacks real conservative. But never mind. She never left obscurity, so there's nothing to go back to. Anderson Cooper, what is it? 360? 180? I don't even know what the hell that means. What's the show called? 360. Do you know I've never watched Anderson Cooper 360? What does he do? Which brings us to the old question, ladies and gentlemen. Question I've asked many, many times. If somebody's broadcasting but nobody's listening, are they actually broadcasting? Think about that. That's right. I must correct myself. Comcast now owns MSLSD. So now Comcast has an opportunity to clear up the airwaves, clean them up, get the riffraff off there, bring in some professionals. Fox likes to say they're fair and balanced. On this program, we like to say we're unfair and unbalanced. Excuse me. Let us go to Chip, Charlestown, West Virginia, on the Internet. How are you?
Hello there, Mark.
Now, Chip.
Oh, hello, Mark.
Does your son know you're calling me?
No, he does not.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chip, who is the father of my dog's vet. His son is Chris Hushin, a wonderful, wonderful friend of mine. So, what's up?
Well, thank you. Hey, I just wanted to call. I haven't talked to you in quite a while, and really sorry about Griffin.
Yeah,
I think the last time we spoke, you were still dealing with him and struggling with him a little bit. So.
Yeah, I miss him very, very much, no question.
I can imagine. Mm-hmm. Hey, you talk about Hillsdale all the time, Mark. They are a beacon of light in this country. And I've been receiving Imprimis for, I think, about 20 years. I picked it up at a conference in the Chicago area many years ago. I don't know if it's that old or not, but it seems to me it is.
Oh, it's a remarkable school. That is a remarkable, for them to take their resources, send that out every month to almost 2 million people.
Right.
Now trying to get they believe if people will look at the Declaration of Independence, Chip, if they'll look at the Constitution of the United States, we will win converts if people will take the time and look at them.
That's all that needs to happen. People just have to open their eyes, I think. This gentleman in the White House is scary. I think he has a plan, and a lot of what's going on these days seems to be fitting what I think he feels what he wants to have happen.
Yeah, I do too. All right, my friend.
Well, hey, you take care. Good luck, keep it up, and love to you.
All right, now next time we go out together at the Blue Ridge Grill, you're paying.
You're right. Take care.
No, I'm just kidding. Take care. Bye-bye. I'm really not kidding. I think I'll get the crab cakes. I don't eat a lot of crab cakes. But if somebody else is paying, I'll get double crab cakes. What do you think of that? We'll be right back. Bill, Pensacola, Florida, Sirius Satellite. Go.
Hey, the question I have is I was listening to you talk about the judge and how he said they have to go through and put their information into the Supreme Court.
They have 7 days, 7 days to file an request for expedited review of that lower judge's ruling, either in the appellate court or the Supreme Court, or the law is void.
So but can't they keep doing it anyway like they do everything else?
Then they will be held in contempt. He has now ordered them to do that.
Oh, well, that would be good.
It would be good.
I love it. I love that Pensacola's in charge with this. So this is great.
So far, so good, brother.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
All right, you too. Let's keep proceeding, shall we? Valerie, Indiana, on the Sirius Satellite. Go.
Hi, Mark. How are you doing tonight?
Very well, thank you.
I just wanted to touch in on the Wisconsin Capitol, the $7 million that was in damages. Why don't they just take that out of their union dues?
Because I think I heard one of the state senators saying on TV or radio that most of the people in the Capitol who are there and hanging out and doing the damage are college students and, and other people who are having a good time and having a party. A lot of the union guys go home at night. So I don't know, but I mean, unless they've been taking names and addresses and everything, I don't know how they're going to be able to figure out who did what.
It would really tick them off if they did, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it would stand up, though, honestly, because it's hard to know exactly who's doing what. But it's time to chase them out of there, and it's time to turn the building back over to the legislators so they can get their work done. I've never seen anything like it. Thousands of people showing up, clogging into an assembly building. You couldn't do that in the U.S. Congress. They wouldn't allow you to do that. All right, Valerie, thanks for your call. I have a really, in some ways, troubling story, and in some ways, touching story when we come back next hour. And in one way, it really upsets me. In another way, I'm very happy. And I'll explain when we come back. We'll be right back. The Wisconsin Senate has okayed the arrest of absent Democrats for contempt. So, and the governor of Wisconsin, Walker, says layoff notices will go out tomorrow. They can't get this bill passed. So it's come down to that. Now, There's other things I want to get to, but this story I want to make absolutely certain I get to. You know, when I do this program, my dog Pepsi, who's over 12 and a half, he sits at my feet. Normally he lays at my feet. He's with me all day long. He's all I've got left when it comes to dogs. So I read this, and I wanted to share it with you. Orange County Register. A puppy named Walle, W-A-L-L-E, has become symbol of hope for shelter pets on death row. The young dog was one of 5 stray dogs left at an Oklahoma animal shelter last week. The animal control officer who found the dogs crated outside the facility in Sulphur, Oklahoma, said the animals were sick, so he opted to put them down. The lethal injections, 2 for each dog, apparently failed to work on one pup. He was found alive and well the next day in the dumpster where the officer had placed the supposedly dead animals. First of all, I didn't know they put these poor things in dumpsters. He was prancing around. He heard me drive up, and he looked up and saw me, said Animal Control Officer Scott Prale on Wednesday. Prale took Walle, we'll call him Walle, to veteran technician Amanda Koloski. Koloski noted the dog's survival on a pet adoption website, drawing the attention of Marcia Moshdiger of Pittsburgh, who donated $100 so Koloski could board the dog for a week. A girl from Sulphur named the puppy Walle after a Disney movie character, and Mash Tiger posted Wally's story on her Facebook page. She and Koloski are sorting through hundreds of emails and phone calls from people wanting to adopt the lucky dog. So many people are interested, she said. Now we're going through and trying to find the adoption applications for the pet. He will be placed in a foster home at the end of the week while the search for a permanent home continues. Having been euthanized basically twice, it's a resurrection and a will to live and a medical anomaly, Mashtiger said. The Humane Society of the United States estimates that out of 8 million pets that enter the animal shelter system each year, 3 to 4 million of them are euthanized. Now, I'm troubled by this. Not that the dog survived, I'm thrilled by that, but how often does this happen? Where they're thrown in dumpsters, or however the bodies are dealt with after they've been killed, or they think they've been killed? I mean, it's a frightening thought to me. And the other thing that's upsetting is there were 5 of them. When you look at this puppy on the website, because we'll link to this story, it's a beautiful puppy. 4 of them were killed. This is my passion. It just is. I can't explain it. I don't think I have to. You either have a passion or you don't. Oh, don't get me wrong. The radio, the Constitution, but my passion in my heart. And we're doing what little we can do, but little is better than nothing, to try and raise some funds to save more and more dogs. Find out where your local shelter is. Most of these places are tax deductible. So there's not 3 to 4 million of them killed every year. Mr. Producer, I'd like you to take the Lost Dog and Cat Foundation website with Griffin's gift and make sure you put that on the social sites now, okay? And I've named a little fund after Mike Griffin, who died 10.5 weeks ago. And most of you know his story. Well, maybe you don't. But the bottom line is, he was supposed to be euthanized and was saved. Really, luckily. First he went to a county or town animal control place, and he was supposed to be put down, and then a very small private shelter in Frederick, Maryland came along and saved him. And he stayed there a while until my family found him and brought him home. And I always remembered that with him, too. People always say, he was so lucky that he had a father like you. And I thought, no, you don't understand. I'm lucky. Anyway, anything I can do to encourage you to give $1, $5, or $20 or whatever, you can't. I'm not trying to pressure anybody. Would be greatly appreciated. I don't make a penny off this stuff, and I don't want to make a penny off. And as you know, Rescuing Sprite, that money has gone to shelters too, whatever money I receive from it. All right, but that's some story, isn't it? Scary.